Right, good day. So, welcome back for another lecture for the subject Professional Conduct and Ethical Standards. No? So, let's continue with the last discussion that we had for the prelim. No? So, our topic for today will cover the personality. No? We have Sir Robert Peel and the Robert Peel's Code of Professional Conduct for law enforcers. Okay, so let's start this discussion by first identifying who is Sir Robert Peel. No? I believe this is not the first time that you're hearing about Sir Robert Peel because he's been part of the um, law enforcement administration discussions that we had in your previous subjects. No? So he is no longer a new person to be uh, that we will be discussing. So we have here Robert Peel. No? Robert Peel or Sir Robert Peel was known or is known to be the father of modern democratic policing, no? Or simply he is known to be the father of policing or modern policing. No? His contribution includes the creation of the so-called Metropolitan Police in London, no? Or yung the nowadays is known as the Scotland Yard. No? Um, and along with the creation of the Metropolitan Police in London was the proposal of the principles under which later on naging guiding principle siya on how to become an efficient law enforcement officer. No? So his principle became or become the guiding principle of maintaining safety and security within the community under the law. No? So that's the contribution of Sir Robert Peel. No? He was the founder of the first organized police force, which is the Metropolitan Police Force in London. No? And also he established the first guiding principle that would later on become the primary principle that governs the law enforcement profession. No? So napakalaking contribution yung ginawa niya. No? He organized the police force and then he provided the guiding principle. No? Bakit sinasabi kong napakahalaga? No? Because prior to the creation of the the Metropolitan Police Force in London, no? Police force was disorganized, no? Wala pa talaga tayong matatawag na organizations, just that they have or the police force are coming from yung mga old concept natin on policing like neighborhood policing that yung mga tao nag-organize lang sila ng samahan that protects their jurisdiction. Ganun lang siya, no? Wala pa tayong mga requirements or wala pa tayong mga tinatawag nating mga simply it's not a profession during that time kasi voluntary ang basis niya, no? Lahat ng mga police force prior to the creation of the London Metropolitan Police, no, or the Metropolitan Police Force in London are all voluntary in nature. Yung service nila are all voluntary, no? They're not receiving payment, no? They don't have the process that they follow, no? Watak-watak ang police force before, no? Kanya-kanya ang police force before, but when Sir Robert Peel came, no? 1829, he organized the police force and London or the Metropolitan Police Force in London became one of the police forces that has wide influence all around the world in terms of policing. No? So yun yung sinasabi ko na napakahalaga yung contribution ni Sir Robert Peel. Okay? Pag-usapan naman natin yung kanyang principle na in-establish. No? So the Code of Ethics was established. Yung nung nagkaroon tayo ng mga Code of Ethics in different professions, no? In 1954, no? So medyo matagal pa, no? However, no, since sabi nga natin that one of the pioneer with regards to code of ethics, no? Which they don't term it that yet before, no? Was Sir Robert Peel, no? Sir Robert Peel in 1829 introduced, 'di ba? We discussed that already, no? Nag-introduce na siya ng guiding principle. So 1829 pa lang nag-introduce na ng principles si Sir Robert Peel, no? Which which we can consider as a earlier version of the code of ethics. So prior to the establishment of code of ethics in different profession, no, nakapag-establish na si Sir Robert Peel in 1829 na pwede nating tawagin or ikumpara sa code of ethics. And those are the things that we will be discussing today. Okay? So we have here the first principle, no? Although guys, naka-number ito, no? Naka-number yung presentation natin. Pero they are a continuous discussion. Okay, hanggang sa number 10. Okay? So the first one is Robert Peel says that it should be understood that understood at the outset the principal objectives to be obtained is the prevention of crime. In continuation with number 2, great in every effort of the police is to be directed, no, the security of the person, property, and preservation of police establishment will thus be better effectively done by detection and punishment of the offender after he has succeeded in committing crime. So let's discuss them as one. Now, what this principle of Sir Robert Peel believes is that the focus, no, the effort of the police officer should be, no, focus on the prevention of crime rather than on arrest, rather than on punishment and so on. So, yan mo makikita that ahead of time talaga yung mga principle ni Sir Robert Peel, no? Kasi kung titignan mo ngayon, no, yung principle na ito is still being applied, no? It's still being applied. Yun nga lang, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga instances where those who are leading the PNP organization are deviating from the core principle of policing, no? The core principle of policing, no? After we shifted our perspective to a positivist perspective, no? Nag-focus na tayo doon sa tinatawag nating crime prevention instead of arrest and punishment, no? Yung kind of policing that we are abiding on the modern concept should be or is actually focused more on crime prevention. Police officers' efforts should be focused on crime prevention, not on arrest, not on punishment. No? So, yun yung sinasabi ni Sir Robert Peel. No? That police should focus on crime prevention. Na ano ba yung crime prevention? You prevent the crime before it happens, no? Wag nating hayaang dumami or magkaroon ng crime. So, ano ba yung mga pwede nating gawin? We have patrolling, we have reconnaissance, yun yung mga preventive, no? Providing security. Police visibility is also a preventive strategy. No, under the concept of police visibility, di ba, naniniwala tayo that if the police are present in the community, would be criminal, yung mga nagbabalak na gumawa ng crime are actually being deterred to do their crime. So it's better, no, to prevent the crime than to solve the aftermath, no, if a crime is committed. No, kasi pag crime prevention, napigilan nating may masaktan, napigilan nating may masira, napigilan nating may mamatay. No? So, mas maganda yon kesa naman hindi natin napigilan na may crime, no? So, merong namatay, merong nasaktan. So, ang gagawin na lang natin is to bring the accused to justice, no? No matter how we resolve or even if we give justice to the victim, no? It cannot restore whatever was damaged, di ba? No, kung halimbawa, sige, may napatay, nahuli mo yung pumatay, naikulong mo, nabigyan mo ng hustisya, no? By that, by doing that, would you reincarnate? Bubuhayin mo ba ulit yung biktima or mabubuhay mo ba ulit yung biktima? 'Di ba? Hindi. So the damage is done if we are to allow people to commit crime before we react, or if the police officer are focused on 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 doing uh reactive, no, responses to the commission of crime. So 'di ba? Kaya sabi ko it's very ahead of time kasi Sir Robert Peel already knows that it's important to prevent crime so that no damage will be done, no victims will be victimized, no, and the society will be much more happier than being reactive. No? Hindi ko naman sinasabi that we should not do investigation, arrest, or punishment, and so on. But yun na lang siguro ang pinaka-last remedy natin kapag talagang hindi na natin napigilan yung crime. Kasi it's true that we cannot be able to prevent all crimes, no? But at least the majority of the effort of the police officer should be focused on crime prevention. Okay? Yun yung first principle ni ng Code of Professional Conduct ni Robert Peel. The second is the constable will be civil and obliging to all people of every rank and class. No, the constable must be particularly cautious not to interfere idly or unnecessarily in order to make a display of authority. Okay? So, in terms of authority, no, again, this is under the new Code of Conduct for Police Officer. Fina-follow pa rin ito. Ano ba yung sinasabi ng second principle natin? No? A police officer should have the power, no, to display, or should have how do I explain? Police officers should be displaying authority, no? Should be displaying authority, no? That he may be able to command every people regardless of their rank and classes, no? Kahit mayaman, susundin sila. Kahit mahirap, susundin sila, no? So yan yung principle ni Robert Peel, that a police officer must present himself in a way that he is civil, no? He is obliging, no? That he can direct commands, no? That he can direct his authority to every people, no? So, how do we, or how can we attain such thing? Paano ba natin magagawa yan, no? Robert Peel also mentioned here that we can do that by being particular, by being cautious, no, on our action, that we are not displaying ourselves, no, we are not interfering, no, unnecessarily, that we are not doing things idly, and so on. So, diba? Kaya kung tignan mo ngayon, part of the Code of Ethics or the Police Code of Ethics is that yung ating appearance, 'di ba? From haircut to uniform all the way down, no? Ano ang minamandate ng ating professional conduct as a police officer? You should tawag nito, present yourself in a smart way as possible, no? In a most respectful way as possible. So, nandun lahat, no? That's why they should have haircut like this, no? Para talagang malinis tignan, no? Snappy tignan, and so on. Nakatuck-in, planchado, yung tindig at tikas nila talagang it commands authority, and so on, para masundin ka, irespeto ka, no? Kasi we cannot avoid, no, these things that really people sometimes are respecting us by the way how we present ourselves, no? So imagine mo kung ang police dyan is, ang itsura is mahahaba ang buhok, no? May kulay-kulay ang buhok, may 5 hikaw, no? O hindi man lang mukhang nagplansya ng uniform, di ba? Parang mawawalan ka ng respeto sa kanya. So, pwede kang sundin, no? Pero malamang, or mas marami yung chances na baka hindi ka sundin kasi hindi ka respeto yung itsura mo. Hindi ka respeto yung mukha mo, no? So, that's one, no? Present yourself as smartly as possible, civil as possible, so that yung aura mo pa lang already or is commanding, no? Kumbaga is aura mo pa lang may authority na, no? And second, the way how we behave, no? How do we present ourselves, no? When we are at the job, if you are a police officer, dapat you should always be in an attentive position, no? Observing the things on your surroundings and so on. So, nakikita nila, nagtratrabaho. Eh, kesa naman nakatambay dyan, nakataas ang paa, naka-duty, nakatambay, nakataas ang paa. No, di kaya is, kung ano-ano pang ginagawa, nagsa-cellphone. No, di kaya is nagme-merienda while on duty and so on. So, hindi siya karespe-respeto. No? So as for us to attain itong principle number 2, dapat yung action din natin, no? Yung action din natin dapat karespe-respeto din. The way we walk, no? The way we talk, no? And the way we stand, no? We stand and present ourselves should come together, no? Para doon pa lang will display authority na, di ba? So, yun nga, no? Again, it's very, yung tindig pa lang, no? Paano ba dapat tumayo ang isang police officer? Eh, paano kung siya ay very, no? Naka-slouch position. Kumbaga is very relaxed, no? Hindi pantay yung balikat, naka-bend down yung kanyang shoulder and so on. So, mawawalan na naman sila ng respeto. Kaya doon pa lang, no, we should be able to present ourselves already that we convey authority by just how we stand, how we talk, how we walk, di ba? So, yun pa yung isang principle ni Sir Robert Peel that as of today, no, until today is still being observed. Okay? Another principle is that when required to act, he will do so with decision and boldness. No? On all occasion, he may exploit to receive in the fullest support in the proper exercise of his authority. No? What is all about this one? No? Well, as a police officer, you need to make a decision every now and then, no? That's in accordance with your line of duty, 'di ba? Kailangan mo talagang gumawa ng decision, no? So as a police officer, when you are making a decision, no, it should be firm, no? It should be firm. Hindi yung pabago-bago ka ng decision, parang susugurin mo, aatras ka, o di kaya you command, atras ka, sugod kayo din, aatras din. Mahirap yung pabago-bago. Kaya kailangan, no, when a police officer makes a decision, it should be firm, it should be bold, no, and he should perform, no, he should have the accountability, no, on the decisions that he is making, no. Kailangan din yan, di ba? We discussed under leadership, di ba? Leadership of Moses, na may mga ganyan-ganyan, and even in our subject CFLM 2, no? If I'm not mistaken. The kind of leadership that we are expecting for police officer is a firm leadership. Kapag sinabi niyang ganito, gagawin niya. Okay? Hindi yung pabago-bago. No? Mahirap po yun sa police kasi life is at stake, property is at stake, no? And so, all the decisions that will be made by the police officer in the field, no, should be firm decisions, no? And he should be willing, or he should be ready to receive accountability in cases, no, na pumalpak yung decisions niya and so on. Basta firm lang siya doon sa kanyang decisions. Okay? Hindi parang nag-aalangan ka kung anong gagawin. Susugod ba tayo? Atras ba tayo? Or we're going to take him down and so on. So, hindi pwede yung ganun pabago-bago ang decision sa PNP. Okay? In this instance, kapag nakita ng community na kayang panindigan or talagang leader na yung police officer and he can act in accordance to his command, no, it's easier to make the community, no, support him. No, kasi nga firm yung decision niya, no? Pero kung nag-aalangan siya sa kung ano ang gagawin niya, di mag-aalangan din yung mga taong tulungan siya kasi parang hindi sigurado, parang at any moment tatakbo siya, at any moment aatras siya pa naman yung police, or at any moment pwedeng bumaliktad yung decision niya, mapahamak pa yung mga tutulong sa kanya and so on. So kailangan, no, we should really do a firm decision whenever we're in the field, so that whoever are willing to support us, like the community, will not be hesitating to help us. Kasi nga, alam ng mga tao na kayang pangalanan ng police yung kanyang mga decisions. Okay? You must remember that there is no qualification so indispensable as a perfect command of temper. No? Shall never suffer himself to be moved in the slightest degree by any language, law, or threats that may be used. No? 7 and 8. What does this mean what does it mean? No? A police officer must have a perfect command of temper. No? So a police officer must remain calm, no, in any situation. No? That is expected for a police officer. Okay? So, being calm, no, is a great challenge, no, but it is do expected for police officer. No? Anong pinopoint ni Robert Peel dito? That in facing danger or in facing challenges or even threat, kailangan kalmado lang ang mga police. No? They should have perfect command of their temper. No? Because if you are a police officer, then mababa ang kordon mo, hindi ka talaga bagay. No? Mag-police yung kumbaga parang sinabihan ka lang sinabihan ka lang na batugan, sinabihan ka lang na tuta ng gobyerno and so on, ay nagwawala ka na. Now, you should have perfect command of your temper. You should always apply the concept of maximum tolerance, no? Hindi yung makarinig ka lang ng feeling mo na bastos ka, nagre-react ka na, nagagalit ka na, and so on. So, medyo nakikita natin yan, no? Maraming ganyan na mga police before, no, na kung saan is madali silang magalit, no, madali silang pag nabash na sila, nagla-lash out na sila ng anger nila, no. Meron nga yung sinabihan lang na ganito, ayun, naglabas na ng baril, binaril yung bastos sa kanya, no. That is not a characteristic of a police officer as defined by Sir Robert Peel, because if you want to become an efficient police officer or law enforcer, you should have the perfect command of your temper. Dapat mahaba ang kordon mo. No, kahit anong sabihin nila sa'yo is you will have the temper, you will have control over your emotion. No? And that is the same true with threats, di ba? Halimbawa, pinsabihin, sasaksakin kita, sabing gano'n, natakot ka na, police ka pa naman. No? Normal matakot kung ikaw ay civilian pag pinagbantaan ka. But if you're a police officer, it's not normal because police officer ka eh. No? You are constantly facing threats or dangers all the time. So you should be at the perfect command of your temper all the time that you're receiving this kind of threats, this kind of foul language and so on. So it is expected that the police officer should also have a maximum or should apply the concept of maximum tolerance all the time that they are applying or that they are in the line of their duty. Okay? Next, if he does his duty in a quiet and determined manner, such conduct will probably excite the well-disposed bystander to assist him in if he requires. The particular care is indicating that the constable does not form false notions of their duties and power. 9, okay, let's separate 9 and 10. No? In connection to number 8 kanina, no? As we have stated on sa previous discussion natin that the community are much willing to support us as long as they can see that the police officer, no, has really the ability to lead, no? Kaya minsan 'di ba? Ang mga tao naman ay talagang willing tumulong sa ating mga kapulisan in case halimbawa may nagwawala. No, mag-isa lang ni police officer, he cannot be able to tawag nito, hindi niya siya ma-neutralize, to hindi niya mapigil, no, yung nagwawala kasi sabihin natin either mas malakas yung nagwawala or whatsoever, no. In all cases, meron tayong mga bystanders, no, yung community natin, and they're willing to assist a police officer if requires, no, if requires. So Actually, hindi mo na sila kailangan utusan. Tutulong sila, no? Pero tutulong lang sila kung talagang mukhang desidido, mukhang sigurado, at mukhang katiwa-tiwala, no? Yung police na nandoon sa situation na yon, no? So, para tayo willingly tulungan ng community, the we practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diba yung sinabi natin kanina, no? You should display authority, no? You should have control or command over your temper, no? You should look like smart, no? Dapat meron tayo lahat noon, no? Para nang sa ganun, people watching us, no? Yung bystanders who are within the vicinity will be much more willing to provide or to give us assistance. Ganon yon, no? Pero kung mukha kang hindi sigurado sa ginagawa mo, mukhang hindi mo alam yung trabaho mo and so on, hindi ka talaga tutulungan ng community, no? Kahit malagay ka sa alanganing sitwasyon, baka takbuhan ka pa, no? Nila. So 'di ba? Parang ganun. If your leader is weak, then definitely the followers will follow. If the person leading, no, is not sure on what he is doing, definitely, no, the people, his followers, will also do the same. Ganun lang yon. So, kung you project leadership, no, your followers will follow. Okay? So, that is number 9. Then we have number 10, particular care is to be taken that the constable of the police does not form false notion of their duties and powers. I think one of the most important principle of Sir Robert Peel is this one, no? Not to make a false notion of their duties and power. Some police officer right now really have a false notion. Iba yung tingin nila sa kanilang trabaho. No? Iba yung tingin nila doon sa kanilang kapangyarihan as a police officer. No? I'll give you example. Cases of police brutality, no, should not happen. Why? Because it's never been the part of the duties and responsibilities of a police officer to punish those who are accused of crime. It's never been the duty of the police officer, no, to judge accused whether they are guilty or not. The duty of the police officer should implement the law. Arrest offender. Yun lang. Wala naman sinabi nung pwede kayong manggulpi. Wala naman sinabi nung husgahan mo yung tao, no? 'Di ba? Some. We are not generalizing, but some. No, kaya nga meron tayong mga issues ng police brutality kasi may mga police minsan na hindi nila naiintindihan yung kanilang trabaho. Yung trabaho nila supposedly is to implement the law, no? But some of them are really acting as judges, acting as a Bureau of Jail, a BJMP personnel, that they are imposing punishment and so on. So it's very important that police officers understand what are the limitations of their powers, what are their duties and responsibilities. Okay? So that's the Robert Peel's Code of Professional Conduct for Law Enforcer. No? This was established in 1829, ladies and gentlemen, but as or until today, no, we could say that this principle are still significant to the current situation that we have. And actually, most of these principles were adopted, no, into the Code of Ethics for police officers' conduct. That's why I included this in the discussion para makita natin, no, kung ano yung fundamental or yung foundational principle in terms of law enforcement. We focus on crime prevention, no? We should present ourselves in the smartest way as possible, no? We should be firm in making our decisions, no? And we should know the limitations of our powers as a police officer. Okay? That's it for today. If you have questions for the topic that we just discussed, please feel free to comment in the comment section. I hope I was able to impart to you my knowledge with regards to the topic that we just discussed. Thank you very much for listening. See you on the next upload. Bye.